Hello, crypto YouTube, crypto family. This is Crypto Farang, pre-recorded from Thailand. And if you haven't had a chance to do so, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hop on over to Twitter and follow me at Crypto Farang. Welcome back, and as always, I am not a cryptocurrency expert, a blockchain specialist, or a financial advisor. I'm just another digital asset maniac making YouTube content and carefully interacting with my digital assets. And that's why I haven't been on the channel for the last few days. Sorry I haven't posted any content recently. There wasn't any news that was just jumping out at me. There was some Ripple FUD and some other stuff going around. Yeah, I just wasn't inclined to make any videos because frankly, I was moving around some of my digital assets and staging some of my digital assets. And if you've watched any of my previous videos about safely interacting with and storing your digital assets offline in cold storage and also on exchanges, I don't like to have too much of any one asset in any one place. So I use several different mediums. I don't store all my XRP in one place. I don't store all my Bitcoin or my VET in one place. That is my particular strategy, and that's what I feel most comfortable with. And I've mentioned this before, that one of the bars against mainstream adoption of this new asset class is because it's still relatively difficult to interact with and safely store cryptocurrency. And so when I have to move digital assets around, I set like a couple days aside so that I can focus and really be present. I don't want any YouTube playing in the background. Honestly, I've got no music on. I just want to focus. I want to make sure and double, triple check my public addresses, make sure that I've backed everything up properly, and I encourage you all to do the same. And until things get streamlined and more mainstream in terms of this asset class, early adopters like us, we take on a lot of the risk and a lot of the responsibility. And so it's very important to have measures in place so that you are comfortable with how you are interacting with and storing your cryptocurrency. So that's enough about that. I did want to come back today to YouTube and post a video on some FUD and some facts that are interesting to me, and I will weigh in a little bit about how I feel about all this stuff. Let's take a look at the market, and Bitcoin knocking at 9,000 US dollars here at just after noon on Thursday in Chiang Mai, Thailand. XRP trying to hit 24 cents again, and VeChain at 0.006. Nothing wrong with that. I haven't been checking the prices too closely lately. I tend to have this attitude like it's going to happen when it's going to happen, up or down, and there's just nothing really to be done about it. And so I try not to look more than a couple times a day, and that's a big improvement for me. Okay, so some really bullish news. The Daily HODL. Trading surge incoming, says Bitcoin entrepreneur, as India unbans cryptocurrency. There's been a lot of news about this, and I completely agree that with over 1 billion potential new investors now being legally allowed to invest in cryptocurrency and digital assets, this is huge. This cannot be a bad thing. In a crucial ruling on Wednesday, the Supreme Court of India ruled to lift the banking ban against cryptocurrency services and companies, deeming it unconstitutional. Yes, and I think, this is my opinion, more of the regulations coming down moving forward are going to be positive for this new asset class, for the cryptocurrency market. I think we're going to see a big influx of new investors as a result of this. And then moving on to a bit of FUD, also from the Daily HODL. Central banker doubles down on crypto crash. Bitcoin traders should prepare to lose all their money. Andrew Bailey just issued a warning to everyone holding Bitcoin. He basically, isn't saying that it's definitely going to self-destruct, but it certainly could. And I quote, "There's no guarantee of the value of Bitcoin. If you want to buy Bitcoin, be prepared to lose all your money. If you want to buy it, fine, but understand what you've got. It has no intrinsic value. It may have extrinsic value, but it has no intrinsic value. That's one point. It hasn't caught on." Okay, so I'm going to need to look up what extrinsic means to be exactly sure. I think in context I can get some idea. But I've said this before. This is a new asset class. This is a whole new deal. Bitcoin's only 10 years old. We've got over 5,000 altcoins in the market now. This whole thing is still 99.9% speculation, although we have seen a little bit of real world adoption starting to take shape. But I can't argue with his point that yes, it could go to zero. It absolutely could go to zero. Being that it is so new and we have no idea where this is all going to go, I've mentioned this before that I'm all in on this thing. And I'm going to see how this plays out. This is just my investment strategy. This is my plan. Call me crazy. I'm very bullish on the whole thing. Which brings us to our next bit of news. Is the coronavirus the black swan event that crushes cryptocurrency? Ooh, from News BTC. I tend to get a lot of FUD news from them. And you know what? I think it's great because I need to put on my critical thinking cap and look at both sides. I don't want to just constantly inundate myself with bullish news. I need to look at both sides of the story. And so I will include the links in the description here. The coronavirus has all the signs of a black swan event. And although cryptocurrency certainly is equipped to withstand the collapse of fiat currencies and perhaps provide a flight of safety for capital, the asset class may simply be too young at this point to withstand a black swan event. A black swan event is a term popularized by finance professor and former Wall Street trader who authored a book on the 2008 recession. Black swan events are cataclysmic events that completely unpredictable and unpreventable and grave consequences due to how the event takes the world by surprise. Okay, now, I have to read this sentence again. Black swan events are cataclysmic events that completely unpredictable and unpreventable and grave... Okay, so this... Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that this sentence is grammatically incorrect. I'm trying to understand what exactly they're trying to say. I think I get the gist of it. Okay, so again, back to the other point. Yes, this is a new market. You have someone that's in the traditional markets, like this guy, Warren Buffett, Peter Schiff. They are probably fearful of the potential of the cryptocurrency market, or maybe they legit just think it's a total scam, which is fine. Some of these traditional investors, and in the context of traditional investments, I could see the argument that something like the coronavirus could destroy the entire cryptocurrency market. That's a viable argument based on how new this market is. And we just don't know, because Bitcoin was created, or supposedly created, out of the ashes of the 2008 crash and complete almost collapse of the financial system. So we are yet to see if cryptocurrency can weather the storm of a recession, and so it's very interesting to think about. But again, as I mentioned, I am very bullish on the long-term prospects with digital assets, and so I think even if we see a major cryptocurrency crash, that is somehow related to something like how the coronavirus affects traditional markets. Cryptocurrency might crash in tandem, but I'm still hodling long term. My positivity and bullishness is unscathed. And so moving on to Cointelegraph. The whales who accumulated Bitcoin in 2018 are holding. More than 15% of the existing Bitcoin supply has not moved in 12 to 18 months. This confirms that the second half of 2018 was an accumulation season, as much of the BTC acquired during that period has not moved since. I fall in this category. I'm certainly not a whale, but I have been accumulating, reaccumulating, and holding strong through this last bear market. I was thrilled to see a $4,000 Bitcoin, a $5,000, $6,000 Bitcoin. I mean, even an $8,000 Bitcoin. I mentioned last week that I bought some more Bitcoin last week at like $8,400. That is a good price point for me with my long-term vision with this whole thing. So to kind of offset some of the FUD news, I think that this is incredibly bullish for the potential of Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency space as a whole. I've said it before. I think that we're going to see some big gains in the short to mid-term. There could be, with this most recent interest rate cut by the Fed, we could see that looming recession hit any time, and it'll be interesting to see how that affects the cryptocurrency market. But I feel, compared to traditional markets, I feel pretty confident in my decision to invest in cryptocurrency and digital assets. All right, so as always, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today and watching the video. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the channel. And as a reminder, please treat others the way that you'd like to be treated. And remember, crypto hindsight is always 20/20. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.